It's about to go down
Let's do it.
right here. All right. Welcome back to Own Today. This is episode 5.
Yeah,
Wow.
we're 5 in.
5 in. Got 5 on it.
5 for
We're going to
5.
talk about something that's a little bit different than things we've discussed in the past. Today we're going to be talking about money management.
Right, so it's applicable right away. It doesn't matter where you are financially. It doesn't matter whether how much money you have in your bank account. I think it's applicable to anyone and everyone.
Would you say, you have a little bit better idea what you're going to talk about. Would you say it's applicable to somebody who doesn't necessarily make that much money?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Cool.
And we'll include that. And even somebody who makes a lot of money. Obviously we've seen people like 50 Cent who declared for bankruptcy after making however many millions.
And then he took like a picture of a whole bunch of money on his living room or something, right?
Right.
I don't know.
Cash. And then
I think he's gonna be okay.
maybe. Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. A lot of NFL players, while they get paid millions, they go broke not too long after. And that's and that could be because of a lot of things. It could be lifestyle inflation. It could be anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Or coming from the type of life where maybe you struggled the whole time and now you have all this money, so you're like, oh, okay, whatever, let's spend it up. You know, you don't even really think about saving it or investing it.
Well, that's the thing. From going from struggling to rich, it's fine and dandy.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go from struggling to rich at the age of 17, 18, your maturity level is not there. First thing you want to buy
is like a fancy car or big ass house or hook all your buddies up or something like that.
And these are things that's been advertised to you since you were a little kid. It's like, yo, check out so and so driving a Ferrari, check out so and so driving a Maserati. And you end up working out, you become a football player, you become a freaking stud, you get paid a lot of money, and you've been advertised your whole life.
You want to live that rapper's lifestyle. Yeah.
You've been advertised that thing. So first thing, what do you do with all this money? Well, shit. You're not going to buy a ping pong table. You're going to buy a Maserati.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought about that. Like, if I ever get to the point where money is not an option, I think I'll still roll around in my Corolla, man.
Oh, big time, dude.
Why not?
Yeah.
Pay it all the way off.
And
just cruise around in it for a while.
That's the beauty of it. You could be a doctor making $150,000, right? But when your mortgage payment yearly comes out to be $70,000, then you got your wife, and
if you start a family,
you start your
those
family.
Expenses,
you gotta feed those kids, and that's $30,000 out the window. Then you talk about your insurance, your gym, everything. You may earn $150,000 on paper, but then you talk about the other side, your expenses.
That gets eaten up quickly.
Yeah. So it never really matters how much one earns, because that's just one side of the project. That's one side of the face.
Yeah.
The other side, we never really get to see it. We get to see the big time, I don't know, XYZ just got a contract for $85 million for 5 years to play for Golden State Warriors. But we don't.
Insane.
Yeah. And at first, to civilian, it's like, that's a lot of money. It's a tricky game. You only see one side of the business because that's what they advertise on the newspaper. It's a sexy thing. So and so signed $85 million.
And that does sound sexy.
It's sexy, but you don't get to see the other side. So and so bought the Maserati. So and so got this homies that he grew up with who's leeching off of him. So and so's got.
I can't even imagine the amount of people coming to him for just a handout.
Oh my God. First thing right off the draft, he found, I don't know, some people, there was that documentary called Broke with the NFL players
Yeah,
getting drafted.
followed. Was it? It wasn't on Netflix, was it? Was it
It was on 30
HBO?
for 30
Oh, 30
ESPN.
for 30. That's what it was. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And one of them talked about how he got drafted that night, but he checks out his phone and he finds out there's cousins that he doesn't even know he had.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like,
They have this brilliant idea or something,
mm-hmm.
or they're financially in trouble, or yeah.
And everyone pitches it to him. It's like, hey, you want to invest in this? It's gonna make you a lot of money. You're an 18-year-old with a few $1,000,000 to your name. You're so gullible.
Mm-hmm.
You're the perfect
Because
target.
you're like, oh, well, now I got this. If I do this, then I can make even more.
Yeah, big time. Greed. So that's,
Not everybody has a good idea.
no, not everyone's got a good idea on money, money management, or even just handling money emotionally.
When you say emotionally, what do you mean? Do you think they correlate or?
Well, money management is 90% emotions
Okay.
and 10% actually rational thinking. So 90% of your decision day to day that you make with your money, it's all based solely on emotions.
Yeah.
And for example, when you're drunk, your emotions at an all-time high, you're happy. What do you do?
Well, I've been there before.
Oh yeah.
You're just like, oh, this round's on me.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And
You look at your bank account the next day, you're like, damn it.
yeah, and that's one example of it, right?
Right.
And then when you go into shopping. Holidays for some reason are always coming up, and
Or somebody's birthday, or yeah.
yeah. And the thing is, we're all fighting against this corporation who is amazing at marketing.
Mm-hmm.
They capitalize on our impulse triggers, and they do it so well that it literally just came underneath us, and before we know it,
I feel like that's a science, almost.
yeah.
They've gotten it down to such an exact science,
Mm-hmm.
depending on what they're trying to sell. But even not necessarily specific to what they're trying to sell, I feel like if you really break it down, it's the same structuring across the board.
Yeah, absolutely. They've invested these researchers who will study people's behavior. There's even it's so sick that the new Barbie doll nowadays, they don't even come with cash anymore. The Barbie and Ken, whenever she wants to go shopping, it comes with a Visa card. Isn't that sick that it's a marketing for Visa?
I didn't even
right
know.
away.
I didn't even know it used to come with cash.
Yeah.
But that's funny. I wonder. So Visa probably came to them and was like, "Hey,
Yeah.
we'll chip you this if you do this for us."
Yeah. Exactly. And see, that's the thing is it's sick because they're marketing it to
Children.
children. That brand will forever be embedded in their head.
Yeah, I've known about Visa as long as I can remember.
Yeah. And whenever, Sally plays with Barbie, Sally swipes that Visa and that little thing always pops out. Card approved.
Mm-hmm. She's never felt the pain of it being disapproved or
Yes.
not being approved.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. The only thing she knows is that there's a card and it's endless amount of
She's got that
spending.
black card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Endless amount of spending power. And that's a sick part also that they advertise to these children is
Do those things really swipe?
yeah, they have this little plastic card and they plastic machine
What?
too, and they swipe it and literally says Visa approved or something.
That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. And it's advertising to the kids that credit card is a part of life.
Mm-hmm.
That getting into debt and shopping is a part of life.
I wonder if you could trick your brain, like you just buy it, and whatever you see that you want, you just card approved. Cool, I don't need it. I don't know. Maybe.
That would be kind of cool. I think there's got to be a
Just
way.
like a little brain trick, trigger that.
Yeah, card approved. You're like, nah, fuck that. I'm going away the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that goes to tell you that these corporate companies have spent major amount of money just so they can study your habit since you were a little
Hmm.
toddler.
Even going into probably like Google Analytics nowadays,
Mm-hmm.
where they can track what people are searching, what they're clicking on, and what works for those clicks.
Oh, yeah. I mean, those are the accessible things, right?
Yeah.
And they can see tangible results right away. That's a beautiful thing.
Hmm.
But back then, before that, they were hiring researchers, and
Right.
they shell out a bunch of money. They
Probably doing a
invest.
lot of market research, like bringing people in, seeing what they thought of maybe an
Mm-hmm.
advertisement or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I kind of understand because the entertainment industry, say they're putting on a new show, they'll bring in focus tests and see what people think.
Yeah.
Break the show down, see what they thought of this actor, about this part of the story. Can this be taken?
Yeah.
And studios put so much stock into that. So it's kind of the same thing. It's like
They
these
want
corporations, they're trying to figure out what's going to sell best.
they want the sample size of people
Yeah.
who they think will or will not like it. It's maybe sample size from different age group, different sample size from different groups of people, and see their reactions, see what triggers them. But I mean, you could call it the devil, but it's just strategic on their part.
It's devilish in form.
It's definitely sick. But that's who we're going up against. We're going
Sure.
up against the Macy's who've shelled out money of this. We're going up against a big corporation like J.C. Penney's. We've gone up against, I don't know, Coca-Cola of the people. I mean,
So I think so. What you're saying is it's just kind of in part about educating yourself on these different aspects, like being aware of them.
yeah, that's who we're going up against.
Yeah.
These are the people who've studied that. They've studied what your impulses are, what your triggers are for those impulses. And we're going to go into the 4 things right now. These are the 4 things that essentially, I mean, they'll be named differently from company to company, from corporate to corporate, but these are the 4 things that will trigger human beings and their impulses and what will make them buy even when rationally they don't want to, but the emotion is such a powerful thing that
Especially in the moment. Yeah.
that it will get overcome. So first thing, fear of loss.
Like loss of a deal.
Yeah,
Okay.
fear of loss. For example, you see an advertisement, here today, gone tomorrow. First thing you're gonna do, those words alone.
Man, it's such a good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those words alone, just here today, gone tomorrow. You either act now or you're missing out. The FOMO kicks in, right?
Yep.
So that's the essence of fear of loss.
Yeah.
It works every time.
Right.
And well, I wouldn't say every time, but it works for majority of people. Some people are more receptive towards it. Some people are like, that's not gonna affect me.
Or or like we were saying earlier, educate yourself on it. So in the future, you're aware of, this is probably just like a marketing ploy where I don't really need to fall for it because whenever I do need this item down the road, there's going to be another deal.
Yeah.
It's not like this is the last deal that's ever going to be had.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up. The personal example I had was, I went through this just because that goes to show, I'm human too. I get triggered with my emotions and I buy things impulsively. The last thing I bought that was very impulsive is, I don't know why, but I bought I think it's 16 boxes of baby wipes because it was on sale for $8.
Baby wipes?
Yeah.
What are you going to do with 16
no
boxes of
idea.
baby wipes?
I have no idea.
Wow.
But it was there and it was like, I can't remember what it was. Amazon had it for $7 and I thought it was like such a great deal and I was just like, holy shit.
You're going to be standing outside of like, I don't know, Baby Gap peddling.
Yeah.
Baby wipes.
And that's...
Hey, come over here, I got baby wipes for you. See? I got all these kinds.
That's the thing. Now I have them. I'm trying to find ways to get rid of them without making it like
You
a
still
wasteful
have
thing.
them?
Yeah, I still have them.
Oh
And
my
it's
god.
and it's dumb. But it was Amazon literally was like, yeah, today only we are having this baby wipes for blah blah blah,
Yeah.
you know, for whatever special event that was. I don't know, National Baby Day
Hey
or whatever
man,
the
you
fuck.
should just use them.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to.
Fuck the toilet paper, dude.
Yeah, but that goes to show you
Right.
the power of fear of loss. It could be anything. It could be something you don't need,
Hmm.
but it sounds good enough to trigger your interest, and you combine that with fear of loss to some people and market it to enough people, they'll be there. They will get there and they will buy it. That's what.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what Black Friday is that thing too.
Yeah, yeah, I was gonna say Black Friday. I think that hit the nail on the head with that one. That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Where people get up before the butt crack of dawn.
Yep.
Go all the way down to the store, wait in these long ass lines. I think now people camp out, right? Or even certain corporations like Target last year, I think, opened on Thursday night.
Yeah, just earlier. Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, because it's only gonna be there for that one day.
But then you have Cyber Monday. You know, so you fall for Black Friday,
Yeah.
and then you have Cyber Monday.
Yep.
That's 2 days later.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it, right? So you're seeing the pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one of the trigger that they do for impulse triggers for people. Another one is we call it keeping up with the Joneses. It's
Wait,
Jones effect.
What was the last one?
It's trigger impulse.
Trigger impulse. Okay.
Yeah, so there's four kinds. I mean, they're interchangeable. The big two. The first one is the fear of loss.
Fear of loss, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the second biggest one is the Jones effect.
Okay.
So the Jones effect is keeping up with the Joneses. You see your neighbors to your left just bought a BMW.
Mm-hmm.
Your neighbors to the right just got a BMW. What do you feel?
Yeah. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
You're thinking, man, I would look good in a BMW.
Yeah, you're keeping up with the Joneses.
So it's like an envy in a way.
It triggers that envy emotion.
Yeah.
And
Going back to the emotional aspect. Yeah.
it's peer pressure, right?
Sure.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Everyone's drinking. I should be drinking.
I've succumbed to that many times.
Everyone's buying Coca-Cola. I want to drink Coca-Cola.
Mhm.
You don't. It's
Everybody's working out. I want to work out. No.
no. That's exactly it.
That's a good one though.
Yeah, for New Year's, that's that's when they advertise the whole fitness and working out.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's resolutions.
Right. So that's it's an ingrained. The thing is, this Jones effect. It's primal.
Mm.
It's our wants and needs to fit in with the community.
Okay.
And the way we fit in is we do the same thing as them. We consume the same thing as them. We eat the same thing as them. So of course, whenever they buy BMW, all of a sudden we want a BMW.
Yeah.
It's a primal instinct. It's a trigger effect, and these corporations are good, man. This is who we're going against,
Oh, absolutely.
and they're after that green in your pocket.
I was just thinking about like the different cultures around the world and how each culture is so vastly different, and certain cultures care less about the materialistic things.
Yeah.
You know, so while they may have like that keeping up with the Jones effect, it's in different manners, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, you know, like here in America, you know, it's pretty much just more materialistic, like I'm going to keep up with you in this manner.
Yeah.
So I don't know why that just popped in my head, but I was just thinking about different cultures all around the world and how it kind of still plays to every culture, just in different ways.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're not what's the word I'm looking for? You're not immune to it.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter what cultures you're from.
because like you said, it's ingrained. It's like
It's
through evolution. It's
primal.
just it's primal. It's there. It exists.
Yeah. And these corporations have done their research, man, on you.
Yeah.
So just so they can literally get you to pull out your credit card.
And do you think, coming from that, like based off of the Jones effect, do you think, you know, certain areas of, we'll go to the United States
Yeah.
So certain areas of the United States, like say California, do you think they put a lot more marketing research into California than they would, I don't know, say New Mexico?
I think for products purposes, yes. And also, I mean, demographics come a long way.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously people in New Mexico will be different vastly from people in California.
Mm-hmm.
And starting from lifestyle, starting from spending habits, starting from what's important to them. So, if you're marketing something for California, you're not gonna market that same exact thing to New Mexico unless they both correlate with their wants and needs.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's
Well, and let me ask you this. Do you think, so we were talking about Google Analytics and their research and that being made easier for them to do that research. Do you think with the integration of, places like Amazon where you have your online market, you
yeah
can literally buy
anything.
anything on Amazon.
Yeah.
Baby wipes, everything. It's a really good deal sometimes. So do you think that that's kind of closing the gap on knowing where to do your market research so you don't have to put so much effort into this one area of the United States versus this other?
Absolutely, man.
Which makes it even more dangerous, right?
I think Amazon has access to all the data right now.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon and Apple, they both have access to their data right now.
Yeah.
They know what, for example, their customers. They label them from wherever, and different demographics, different age range. I'm pretty sure they can categorize what age your range is from things you buy.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and also.
I see that happen all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where it pulls me up and it's like, select your age range, and it already puts me in a category that's like, 20 to 35 or something like that.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm actually right in that area. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's a crazy,
It's weird.
It's a beautiful thing, for if you're in the marketing business.
Right. It's convenient.
Yeah, if somehow you got the capital to mimic all that and kind of make your business similar to that, if you've got access to half the data they got.
Yeah.
And know who to market for and know what their weak points are, then it's a beautiful thing for you.
Yeah.
Also, Apple. Apple is amazing when it comes to marketing. They literally get people to invest both their money and time.
Right.
So, how many people do you see on the release of iPhone 7?
I was going to say, they're just waiting in lines, man.
They're waiting in line. So, that's people investing their time, right? Just waiting in line. And to the outsiders, they look and they're like, what's going on out there?
Yeah. So
they're a little curious.
That piques their intrigue.
That's marketing.
Yep.
And then when it comes to the release of that day, someone will be like, oh, we're sold out today.
Mm-hmm.
That's bullshit, by the way.
Right.
Do you think a billion, like multi-billion dollar company like Apple really have problem with their supply chain management?
Well, I was going to say, to speak on that, I read an article the other day that says the iPhone 8, you have to get it like before it comes out. Otherwise, you're not going to get it for a while.
Right.
I'm like, come on, dude.
Right.
They're not going to do that. They want consistent sales.
Yeah.
But they want that huge explosion right at the front.
Oh, yeah, dude. That's beauty marketing.
And then every one of their storefronts has those huge glass windows so you can see all the things going on in there.
Yep. You can see right through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And it's also, like, instead of like marketing it all at once, they trickle their supplies just so people keep coming back in. People keep coming back in. This is the way they do their retention.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's evil.
I'm not gonna lie, I'll go back in the Apple store every once in a while if I'm around one and just play around on different things like the big iPads, see what it's all about.
Yeah.
Go check out, I don't know, different programs they have or all the goodies. Because it's kind of fun at the end of the day.
It's pretty good.
There was this one time I went in and there was a DJ setup. I was sitting there playing around with it for a while.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun. I didn't buy it, but...
Oh, good. You didn't fall into the trap.
No.
Yeah.
I'll go in and I'll window shop, Yeah.
I'm
pretty good at that.
That's a good thing. That brings me to the next trigger point, which is a little more subtle. It's indifference.
Indifference is from their end, or from consumer end.
From their end.
Right.
You as a consumer, your emotions, or you've been knocked up and down.
Mm-hmm.
You walk into an Apple store. What do those workers do? You literally have to chase them instead of them chasing you for customer service. They're busy in their iPad and they're like literally like telling you,
right.
You have to chase them. That's a form of investment on your part too, because you're chasing after them.
So you're like, well, I've already put in this much effort. I might as well just get this, maybe.
Yeah. And you're like, can you pay attention to me? So you're essentially chasing them. It's indifference on their part. It's an investment on your part. So not only are you then investing your time and money, you're investing your emotions too by chasing after that person, chasing after the worker. And that's the sweet spot of business, when you can have somebody to invest that much in your product, in your brand. You're off
you're
to
pretty you're set, man. You're gonna be okay.
Yeah. And last trigger effect is urgency. And urgency kind of plays hand in hand with the fear of loss that we were talking about earlier.
Sure.
Urgency has a lot to do with your time. Urgency has a lot to do with the speed of you buying things.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna bring up Apple again just because they're the prototype.
Yeah.
How convenient has it gotten for you to buy an Apple product now?
More than convenient, especially they have their own app store, so you can go there.
Mm-hmm.
And that includes new programs that are for Apple and everything that they get a cut of.
Mm-hmm. What's that little swipe thing that you do and with the Apple Wallet or whatever, Apple iWallet, the one that
like whenever you go somewhere, and instead of doing your card or
you literally scan right
Apple
over.
Pay.
Apple Pay. There you go.
Yeah.
That's ultimately to make it more convenient for you, so it's more convenient, so you don't have to take out your money.
Mm-hmm.
And actually feel that cash coming out, because when you feel that cash, you feel a little bit of pain when you hand it over to somebody.
Oh yeah, especially if it's a good amount. You're like, man, I got this fat stack of cash. No way to just dwindle down.
Yes, but if you don't feel that at all, you forego all that emotion, but the money still gets transferred therein.
Well, it's almost like just opening up your phone, because you have the thumbprint for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it. So you got your fear of loss, you got your urgency, you got your Jones effect, and you got your indifference. So there is more trigger effects out there, and these are just the 4 things that I'm going to touch on, because
overlying, umbrella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the 4 umbrellas. I mean, there's all kinds of biases that people go through, 4 kinds of emotions they go through, but these are the things that generally is what make people buy.
Hey guys, gals, thanks for hanging out with us today. We hope you gained some value from our podcast. Please click subscribe for future episodes on how to own your day.